Now, the next question type is write an email. And for this one, I'm going to, because I want to keep our class tight, I'm going to teach this a little more efficiently because I think it's a little easier to grab the template and the idea. I think build a sentence is more intense because of the grammar. So, what I'd like you to do is for write an email, you have 7 minutes. And approximately 1 minute is to read and understand the situation that you're being presented with and the email you're being asked to write to show your natural academic English level, often to solve a problem. So go ahead and read this for me. You have 1 minute. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. That means whew, you have to be comfortable with the strangeness of the TOEFL now, which is constantly challenging your creativity and your ability to imagine things, which is disconnected with your academic English. But it's just the nature of the exam. So it is a new skill for many students. You are a student who has been working on a research project and need to request an extension on the deadline from your professor, Dr. Jones. You encountered some unexpected challenges that have delayed your progress. Write an email to Dr. Jones. In your email, do the following. When you study these question types, what you want to do is anything that is slightly uncomfortable for you, that you don't have details about, that you can think of, you need to research. That's where our AI trainers are so powerful, but also Google and YouTube. So if you don't have a research, like what is exactly is a research project? Think about it sometimes when you're curious, right? Like, for example, highlighters. Let's say you think, how does a highlighter get made? You go on YouTube, you ask your AI trainer, and it tells you, but you want to get the details. Where is the plastic manufactured? Where is the pigment manufactured? Like you actually watch a documentary on it. This fills your brain with the appropriate vocabulary and level of detail for these topics for you to actually express yourself and also, oh, I did that. Oh, that's what a research project is. I did that in high school. I did that when I was in university. Now you have the capacity to express it. So before you think about templates, because most of you are good with templates, they're everywhere. But where you're lacking is probably the ability to think of certain things to fill those templates with details, with high level explanations that raise your score. So, same thing for request and extension. Same thing with unexpected challenges. Now, for every write an email, you get approximately 3 bullet points. And these bullet points repeat and expand on the scenario, and they are what you have to focus on. Ask for an extension on the deadline. Provide details about the challenges you have encountered. So you have to make it up. And if you don't know, you ask your AI trainer, you schedule time with me if you need to, but pretty much you just need to sit by yourself for 15 to 45 minutes and come up with these things and interact with the AI trainer around them so you can be, oh, okay, maybe my car broke down when I was in California and my university is in Texas. and I don't have any, I can't afford a plane ticket. So like I'm stuck. I'm messed up. That's a very unique, unexpected challenge, but that is what you can make a list of. Car breakdown. Maybe you had a family member that was sick. Maybe you were sick. So for anything that you're unfamiliar with, you build a list of 3 to 5 potential options. You memorize them. You build vocabulary around them. And the TOEFL now, in my opinion, is much more repetitive. So any question you have difficulty with, if you memorize and master that concept and idea, you're actually preparing yourself for a question like, oh, I got a question just like this, right? So you'll be able to perform better. And that's how you raise your score. And then the next thing is suggest a new deadline and offer to provide updates on your progress. So, how do you write this email? di- we might have different levels of comfort doing this because you might be like, how do I suggest a new deadline? Do I have to do something fancy? Do I have to use special vocabulary? No. Be direct and clear. You improve your level by the details that you create and make up as if it were real, because that's what the TOEFL wants. So let's go ahead and look at the first stage. So essentially, I'm giving you the construction. So on your TOEFL, you have a place to type. One thing that can help you if you're really learning from scratch, and you can do this now as you train, is you write in your scratch paper, but likely you type in your prompt the actual summary of the bullet points. You have to ask for an extension of the deadline. Bullet point one, challenges encountered. Bullet point two, new deadline and give updates. Uh, Bullet point three, so what you do is you want to create 2 sentences to make many paragraphs around each bullet point. That makes sure you don't forget anything. And you start to become comfortable with how to start these. So, dear, hello, hi, whoever it may be. I am writing you to last week, my apartment, or last month, because usually they say something just happened, right? You ordered a product and it is broken and you want a refund. So last week I ordered a product, or so last week I purchased a new computer at your store. So usually there's a time reference. And then at the end, you're making a request, ask for a new deadline and give updates. In light of this situation, because of this, I would like to request. I will provide you with updates. So you're going to see patterns of repetition. So you can start to memorize certain phrases specific to requests or ideas, and you're going to be able to repeat them. But remember, to get a higher score, you have to fill them in with some details. And then at the end, you can always say, thank you for your time. Really easy. Sincerely, your name. No reason to make it up. So, what I'd like you to do now is I'm going to have you read this example, and you'll see how each mini paragraph is 2 sentences that deals with the bullet point. What I've underlined is what you can think is a repetitive structure specific to the task that you can basically repeat. The what I put in italics is what I've made up. And I want you to notice that I've made 2 levels of ability. The first paragraph has the best level of detail, the best level of making something up. The others have a somewhat level of making things up. For example, here, uh, I had a sudden and serious illness. That is kind of like level two instead of level three better, because level three would be, I caught pneumonia. I went skiing and I broke my leg. Or I was playing basketball and I seriously twisted my ankle and I can't walk now. So I want to show you that this is what you're aiming towards. And this is good. And also, you want to improve in stages. So if this feels really tough for you to produce, 1 sentence per bullet point is okay. 2 very simple sentences is okay because it is against, like, if you look over here, when you're climbing the mountain, right, you're going to get there. But step by step, if you suddenly try to go really high, it's going to hurt you. So, what that means is if you try to write like this and you work in 7 minutes and you can only complete half or one third, it means, okay, let me practice being very simple. One sentence per bullet point. Let me get used to that. Let me increase my typing speed. Let me get faster and smoother. Okay, I got faster and smoother. Two simple sentences per bullet point. And then, okay, now I'm strong. Now I get to put in more examples. Because as I said, how many hours of training does it take to improve zero point 0.5 points? 30. So you can think to yourself, if I want to improve my writing by zero point 0.5, I need to study each question type for 10 hours. So I'm not perfect. I'm not going to jump from a 3 to a 6, but from a 3 to a 3.5 or maybe even 4 if I'm very focused. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to read and study this to kind of get the idea of the template, of the structure, of the pattern, and then we'll move on to question 3. So 2 minutes. If you enjoyed this training and want more help with this question type and every other to get your dream score, visit thedreamtrainer.com, where we have training to teach you how to study to get maximum results before your next TOEFL. We have practice to evaluate your current level and to monitor your progress as you study, and individualized training for every question type, where you'll be able to watch edited recordings with students who were struggling on that question type and the execution of strategy and the learnings, the tips, the tricks that I gave that student that broke him or her to success so you can get unstuck with whatever's holding you back. In addition, for each question type, we have custom AI trainers which give you infinite feedback and practice so you can really feel yourself improve. And what's really special for those we're dedicated to helping, those of you who need top scores or maybe who have failed TOEFL once, twice, or even more, and you really have some stubborn habits we have to break through, is that within the course, you're able to schedule personal time with me as often as you need until we break you through to success. So I want you to feel this course is a partnership with me, guaranteed to get your dream score. So if that excites you and you want to work together to succeed, visit thedreamtrainer.com and we can start improving your score right now.